You're watching SBA Today. With all the latest news, stories, and advice, here are your hosts, Paul Long and Tonya Mazurek.
And welcome to SBA Today, sponsored by SBA Collective for the week of July 7th. I am Paul Long.
And I am Tonya Mazurek. And Paul, happy just past 4th of July. Did you have a good weekend?
I still have all 10, which is pretty cool.
Somebody sent me.
My dog is still alive after the war. So no, it's good.
Yeah. Good deal. Yeah. Colorado definitely could not shoot off any. I'm not there yet or, back home yet, but Colorado couldn't shoot any off. I mean, all the wildfires. So, oh my goodness, crazy. Anyway, I know, 4th of July, but happy 4th of July, all.
Yeah.
And happy 7th. So today, we are going to talk about a few different things, but first and foremost is going to be the SBA audit report that recently came out by the SBA Office of Inspector General. They evaluated the U.S. Small Business Administration's foreclosure process from when the loan is actually placed into liquidation. Okay. From the report, this is from the report, they found, right? 1, SBA abandoned the pursuit of foreclosure on real estate collateral for 72 properties in which the recoverable value exceeded the foreclosure threshold. Okay. 2, unnecessarily increased some borrowers' principal loan balances by an average of $525 because, their outstanding appraisal and property reports, basically, that were not canceled. And so the borrower ended up getting those put on their loan after they'd already made a good faith payment and a request to do a workout. 3, they did not have controls in place to prevent. This is the one that's interesting. They did not have controls in place to prevent the sale of real estate collateral to SBA employees, vendors, or their close relatives and associates. Okay.
Oops.
Right? Yeah. I mean, and that's so anyway, just so you know, SBA agreed with 3 of the recommendations. So I did put the recommendations on here somewhere. Of what those were. Let's see if I can find where I put it because I've got notes everywhere. Do I have them? I don't know where they are. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yes, they had five different recommendations. The one I really want to talk about though, well, actually maybe 2, no, 1, is definitely procedures in place when it comes to SBA employees, vendors, etc. But I want to specify up front, they did not find wrongdoing with SBA employees, guys. So do not assume that. We want to make sure that
Thank you for clarifying that.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because that's the first thing people are going to go to, because the whole point in all of this is perception, not even all the times what happens. It's the perception of what could be happening.
Correct.
And that was kind of the big thing for me. What are your thoughts on it? And then I'll tell you mine.
I think at the end of the day, I mean, okay, fine. They had to increase the balance by $525.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I get it. Yay. I mean, really at the end of the day, I mean, 72 properties, there was a recoverable value exceeding the foreclosure threshold.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there could be some context there, right? Now I want to go through all the documents and see what the examples are, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, having at least the controls in place for the SBA employees, vendors, and all that, I get that. This is a good audit, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Every institution goes through this same stuff too. And there's little things you can tweak. I mean, if you have a perfect audit of everything, then you probably have a bad auditor. Right? Because they get paid to find things.
Wow. Yes. Well, no, I love it. And I think the whole reason that people put audits into place, guys, is to see they're not looking for wrongdoing. That's not the point in the audit. They're looking for, maybe what can be done better. What are some places where maybe some things got lost? I mean, we all have it. I mean, think about the banks. Think about your checks and balances if you guys still use checkbooks.
Right.
I mean, it's literally, it's still, the checks and balances in there to make sure that things are going as they should. But one of the things I did see is, or want to talk about, is the vendors, because that was interesting. So they did
Mm.
not find wrongdoing with SBA employees. However, what they did notice is there's nothing in place specifically around the vendors of any way of discovering basically how they're doing it. And they had an example in there. So the real example was, there was a broker hired to perform a broker price opinion. Hmm. Valued the property at around $1,000. No, yeah, $1,000. Offered 400 to buy it.
Oh, here we go.
Uh,
Now we're getting good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The sale never happened. It did not happen. Who knows why or whatever. But OIG says it illustrates why stronger controls matter. And that was the one that I noticed, because think
Ah,
about the vendors, man. They've got it's almost
true.
like insider trading, right? They've
Agreed.
the restrictions don't actually extend to vendors and subcontractors. There are restrictions already in there, guys, in the current SOP. There are, right? But what they're saying is that the process is, of making sure nothing, untoward or whatever has happened, aren't in place. Vendors may know property values, appraisals,
Yeah.
timing, maximum bids. Oh,
That one's
think
a big
about that.
one.
Think about that.
Yeehaw.
And
Yeah.
when SBA may acquire the property, I mean, yeah, even the
Well,
appearance of a conflict in this
for
respect
sure. Yeah.
matters significantly, because I mean, it's public trust, guys, and oftentimes these things are put in place because the public, if they get wind of any of these things that may or may not have happened or may or may not even be occurring, right? If
Right.
there's a perception or anything around that it could be, that breaks trust. Breaks trust. So
This
anyway,
is the
yeah.
government. You got to really be careful. That's true. That, that
You
was
gotta be careful
interesting.
in
But
all,
again,
dude.
this was just having it in
Yeah.
place. So I get all that. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I mean, that's a pretty good audit.
Yeah. I
So,
mean,
I mean,
and that's the whole point that they're back in there. That's the whole point that they do it. I love it. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I think it's
So,
great when it comes in and audits banks. I think it's great when auditors, audit your business, because think about it. You don't
yeah,
know what you don't know. And oftentimes things are being missed and you don't even realize they're being missed. You think you're following the rules. You think you're following how it is,
true.
but there's something that's just under the surface that you might be missing. So two eyes are better than one.
But
Anyway.
it's different. Like you mentioned, auditing businesses. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
within reason on that, of course. But you also have to be careful of, do you have one of those auditors that's very like, I'm going to write you up for every single thing. And like, do you have a business friendly auditor who's going to be
Right.
like, hey, I could write you up for this, but
Right.
instead, can you just go ahead and fix this? Like, and educate the business owner? Like, there's a balance. I just,
I want to hear. No, no, keep going on that. What's your balance
well, I
there?
mean, think about it. If you go in,
Yeah.
businesses have enough to deal
Right.
with, right? We
Right.
all know that.
Right.
If they're doing something really, really wrong, then they should
Mhm.
get really, really punished.
Right.
But if it's something small or something they didn't know and they truly didn't know, and they don't have a history of doing something like that,
Mhm.
it's like the warning. It's like disciplining your children, right?
Right.
You're not going to send them to their room without dinner just because they, I don't know, didn't cross the T on their paper for school. I don't know.
Right. Right.
It's different, but
Well,
it
okay.
depends.
I'm gonna take it to one step forward. I mean, if you think
Oh,
about it from
wow.
like, not really, but just more of a different analogy on it. It's kind of like when we lenders are going to our credit officers, right? Is that credit officer actually trying to get to a yes? Are they trying
Same
to
thing.
block us?
Absolutely.
Trying to block us. And
100%.
that's exactly what you're saying. So that's kind of
100%.
an analogy of what Paul's saying there. So
Yep.
anyway,
That's
yeah.
true. Okay. Well, we digress.
Yes, we
So,
do. Always.
yeah. Next thing, new federal partnerships
Mhm.
targeting supply chain. This one I think is interesting. On June 30th, the SBA announced a formal agreement with NASA to strengthen investment in the U.S. supply chain. So now we're going to use SBA loans to finance rockets. No, I'm kidding. Or am I? While it's not, of course, the lending program itself, it does really continue to signal that they're really trying to increase domestic manufacturing, supply chain financing, which is not a surprise to anybody, which is great. And increasing SBA loans. But I think it's really interesting, and I'll get to this in the next story too, is there's a lot of this intergovernmental, like they're talking to each other. Are you kidding me? Like it's someday. I'm sure I'll be either dead or retired by then. But at some point, will the IRS system and the E-Trans system give tax returns automatically, or the tax transcripts automatically, or CAVers automatically? Like, I know this is a wild thought I have, and it's crazy, but if they keep going down this road, that's going to happen, and that's just darn right impressive and good. Yay.
Well, and Paul, it's not really even about rockets or NASA or anything like that. I mean, yes, they signed, or it's not about NASA signing the agreement. It's kind of a clue as to where policymakers are actually headed. Because anytime things like this happen, it has so much to do with the back end of where policy thinks the economy's going, or where they want investors, honestly, to put money.
Yeah, true. NASA and space, and that is something, we have Space Force. Don't hear much about them, but they're out there.
Well, true. And you know what, this helps all of the little guys too, man. This helps that tiny little, maybe fabrication shop, right? That makes that $2 part that the rocket can't even work without that $2 part. Kind of like when you go and get you have something wrong with your car, and they say you have to drop the entire engine to get to that dollar part up in there. Yeah, anyway.
Okay, Tonya, I'm gonna go real wild here, because I just had this thought.
Wow. What?
SBA is going to give SBA loans to aliens. Not legal aliens, but to truly aliens. I mean, we're expanding, guys.
I've got to have some alien around here, man. Well, shoot, I don't know. I could be an alien. You never know what's behind this skin.
I'll leave that alone. Anyway.
You should. Yes, you should.
Another one is, again, speaking of those partnerships, the SBA and USDA signed a memorandum of understanding to address regulatory welfare impacting farmers, ranchers, and rural small businesses. I really need a cowboy hat. I don't own one. But what this really means is creates a formal channel for borrowers to report harmful regulations, which, again, SBA is doing a great job for that. Identify patterns of regulatory burden or abuse, same kind of thing. Support future deregulation efforts across federal agencies. That's a big thing. Producers can submit complaints to any federal agency regarding things. And then there's the SBA Office of National Ombudsman. And I can never say that word, but I always, I'm just going to leave my comment alone on that one. And again, they kind of receive manage the cases and coordinates that on there. So, I think it's, I think what's really important in this story is that, again, it's kind of what I was saying before. It's that cross-agency coordination that they're doing. And I think that's great. And it really, really helps drive towards what they are trying to do to have deregulation, which is always, usually a good thing for business owners.
Well, and I don't even think the whole story is deregulation per se. I think it more is patterns. It's recognizing patterns, if you know what I mean, because nobody wakes up, right? Borrowers don't wake up saying, oh, gee, I really want to go for something and go through all these federal agencies and all of the brain damage that goes with that, right? They don't wake up doing that. They just want clarity. They want clarity, right? Imagine that. What is clarity?
Yeah.
They just want clarity. Clarity's gold. Anyway, the other thing that I thought was whether you're a bank, a business, or the government agency, sometimes the people closest to the problem are the ones that are best equipped to identify it.
Mhm.
So good job. Come together, guys. Yeah. Anyway, I
Come
don't know.
together. Someday we'll all hold hands and circle the world and sing Kumbaya.
Whatever. We're going to create one of those those songs online that everybody's creating for their partners and their friends and their what. Have you seen these? Anyway,
No,
yeah, we're
no.
gonna
I'm
create
sure you'll
that.
send it to me.
Totally do that. We should totally do that. Well, anything else today, Paul?
No,
No.
I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks and my brain's going to be shut off.
Got it. Got it. Yes, I know we won't be here next week, but I think we're coming back the following week, correct?
I'm gone for 2 weeks, so
All right. Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
What are
guess
you
what,
doing,
mate?
Tonya?
Next week we're out. Next week we're out. We shall see for 2
Yeah.
weeks from now.
Who
Anyway,
knows? Any news can happen. Maybe Tonya will do breaking news.
I'm going to be the breaking news at some point.
You are.
Stuff's in the works.
Good point.
Anyway, all right, guys, we're live on Tuesday mornings right here on LinkedIn and YouTube and or any of the platforms where you get your podcast. Go back and check out any of our previous episodes. We would love to have you connect with Paul or I as well and follow along or share with your network if you think what we do is important or, you find value in it.
It is
Connect with
important.
Paul. We think it is. I mean, it's all about perception.
Well,
We
that's
did just
true,
talk about
whatever.
that, right? Connect with Paul T. Long and or Tonya Mazurk on our LinkedIn pages. And yeah, we know that you've got plenty of things that you could be doing with your time this Tuesday morning. Thanks for spending it with us. We'll see you next.
Go sell alone.
We'll see you in 2 weeks, maybe. Anyway, see you guys.